probably, I don't even know. I mean, I would not put it past any, like if this oven was like 30 years old. I mean, this oven was like really on top of Shamble Mountain and like didn't heat properly at all. This oven was like a hunk of junk, and it was not my finest buttermilk roast chicken, but I mean, we were working with what we had and it was still so good. Like, I'll never forget being like, the coloring is kind of off and like, I don't, the skin didn't get as crispy. But above all else, if you're looking for a roast chicken recipe this year, just find that recipe. And yes, like, I know that there are so many people out there that are like, oh my God, like salt, buttermilk. I mean, like, there has to be more. And y'all, like, there really doesn't. Especially if you have the means and are able to get your hands on like a really good quality chicken. Like, that's kind of how I feel about meat in its like purest form anyways. Like if you're eating meat, like with my steak, I don't really want it fucked with. Like, I want salt on my steak, like occasionally fresh cracked pepper after it's done cooking. But for the most part, like, I'm not trying to have a bunch of shit on my steak. And the same goes for like really lovely, really quality anything that you get, but like especially poultry, in my opinion. And so sure, I've made this fucking chicken so many times that yes, admittedly, I have done, some lemon, some garlic. I've put herbs in the cavity. I've like steeped some herbs in the brine, whatever. But I'm telling you that none of that is actually that necessary. And you should, again, see, this is like where following a recipe as is, just follow the recipe, you be the judge, and then like moving on from there, y'all want to get crazy and like add some other herbs, spices, citrus, do your thing. I love that chicken, y'all. Anyways, back to the sides. Just like I could bang on about this chicken, I could actually really bang on about side dishes for this chicken because I love a side dish. And also, I mean, you could go so many different ways. I'm trying to think back on some things that I have made to go along with the chicken. And some of the things that come to mind are fondant potatoes, which are seemingly bougie, but are not. I mean, like, they're actually really easy to prepare, and just the way that I think they are cut and prepared, they look fancy as hell. And I mean, it's like a potato sliced or peeled rather, and then had like the tops cut off, and then you cut it in half, and people are always like, wow, this is so, and I'm like, that's just half of a potato, boo. It's not that fancy. I also really love roasted vegetable anything. I mean, like, really, for real. I can't think of a single vegetable that I don't love more for whatever reason, unless it's like raw. No, we're not going to get into semantics, but like, I love roasted vegetables. Okay. So one of my favorite things in the fall, obviously, like roasted Brussels sprouts. And I usually just do like a real heavy glug of good olive oil, salt, lemon zest. And then when they're done, just like some squeezed lemon juice over the top of them. What I will say about roasted vegetables, anytime that you're making them, is to like make sure that your pan is hella hot so that you're getting like that like real good crust and coloring on the stuff that you make. I also really love roasted broccoli, and I don't fuck with broccoli in its raw form. I feel the exact same way about cauliflower. I love, love, love roasted cauliflower. You would not and could not pay me to eat raw cauliflower. Okay, that's a lie. I'm thinking about like some, anyways, like a floret of cauliflower dipped in ranch is not my shit. So roasted veg, anything. Also, shit, what else have I made with the chicken? I've done like a like a butternut squash salad. I roasted the squash and caramelized some onions and roasted some garlic and then added some dried unsweetened cherries and some toasted pepitas when it's done. That's really good. Also, just like salads. And so like the same thing that I just said, like that warm kind of butternut squash salad, you could also do in kind of like a top greens with like a lemony vinaigrette or something like that. You could approach it that way. I've done like a warm potato salad with like crispy pancetta and Dijon and chives, and that's really good. You could do various kinds of gnocchi. Man. Now I like want to make a list of like potential side dishes for, you could do like an orzo salad too. I think, I think that usually how I approach is like veg starch type situation. And so start there and then use whatever like in season, like local produce you can get your hands on and get creative. And also like keep it hella simple. I don't, like the chicken is the star of the show. I don't think that you need to like, are you preparing for a party? Are you not? And even if so, I don't know, keep it simple. Like I said, do a roasted veg, do like a warm potato salad. Honestly, that's probably where I would start. And I hope that helps. And continue talking about the chicken and spreading the love of this chicken because it never gets old to me. It never will. I love this one. Hi, Ava. I'm a member of your Facebook community, Feed Me a Story, and I found your playlist you made for the group, and I'm in love. What inspired you to add the songs you did? Okay. First of all, thank you so much, because if I could get paid to do anything in this world aside from writing, I want to get paid to create playlists for all the things, all the people, all the life experiences, and apparently all the Facebook groups too, because I love music, but I also just really love a curated playlist. I really do so much. I mean, like when I tell you that I have a playlist for everything, like it's not an exaggeration. I have a playlist for giving birth that I used for both of my children. I have playlists for like various playlists for the gym, right? Like what are we doing that day? Are we like really hitting the weights hard? Are we like really focusing on some conditioning and cardio moments? I make playlists for people that I love. I have a playlist that I listen to in the bathtub that's called Bathtub RX. And you can actually find all of these on Spotify if you follow me, Ava Truckee. Most of these are public. And I have a playlist for the food and storytelling community that I started on Facebook called Feed Me a Story, titled Feed Me a Story. And I really wish that I could give you more of an answer as to like how and why I added the songs that I did. I can't. I mean, like, I have like a very vast and wide taste in music, and I think that that's pretty evident in most of my playlists. But also I have many moods when I'm cooking or baking, because I bake and cook for lots of different reasons. And sometimes it really is like just out of necessity. And so we're turning on just like vibes. Half the time, that Scarlett is into, Maddox, who is one, also has already has his favorite songs. And so, but also there have been times where it's like I'm making dinner for a date, you know what I'm saying? And so like I'm sexy slow jams or like sultry tunes. There's songs on there that are like, I don't know, like songs that that are kind of cool and catchy, like in the background, but don't sort of like take over the whole room. There's like old songs and new songs, and I just love playlists. I really do. I really love making playlists, and it's really just because I love music so much. I mean, if you know anything about me, I am constantly listening to music. As a child, I listened to music going to bed. Like I had a tape player next to my bed, and I would, like play it, and then I would like be dozing, and it would like reach the end of whatever side 1, and so it would like wake me up, and I'd have to switch it over to side 2, and I would do this like back and forth until I actually finally fell asleep however long later. But music has always been super important to me. I think that it's like one of the easiest and purest forms that we can connect with other people. And so I don't have a definitive answer for you. As you can tell, if you downloaded that playlist and you listen to it often, there's all sorts of shit on there, and it's all sorts of stuff that I love. There's like hype songs on there, love songs on there, songs that are specifically about cooking, but actually not really that many of those, because I love, like, I don't know, punny shit is cool, but I don't love when shit is like real on the nose. You get what I'm saying? And so anyways, I am just tickled that y'all are listening to that. And it's actually like a pinned post in the group. And whenever we have like a new member or somebody that just like fell upon the thread of, that here's a playlist, like, let me know what you think. It'll always pop back up. Right. And I just love, like, oh my God, I just discovered this and I love it so much. Like, thanks for making this. And then, people have like requested stuff that I've added. And so it's really cool. It's just like another opportunity for me to connect with y'all in a different way. And hey, shameless plug, if you need a playlist created for any experience or like milestone in your life, I am for hire. I would love to make you a playlist. You need a playlist, I got you. Reach out to me at yoursandbutter@gmail.com and let's make magic together. Like, I really will. You need a playlist for every occasion, I got you. I'm like Hallmark, but for playlists. Again, thank you for even like writing to me about that, because it really it made my day. And this last question that is not even a question, it is a request. And speaking of hills that we're dying on, let it be this. Benny in NYC says, yo, I work in the industry in NYC, and I'm writing in hopes you can give the industry as a whole a shout out. I have been a fan and follow of yours since the NYTCC days, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks. First of all, can we just, and to be really honest with you, I think that speaking about the industry as a whole, and like potentially, this is something that's kind of like been pressing on my heart for a beat. I would love to connect with some of y'all that are in the industry, that have like, been in the industry. Some of the people that I love the most have been in the industry for a really long time, are like what we would consider lifers. The industry has like a very special place in my heart. And even if you feel like you can't say that for yourself, I assure you that in ways it does. And also in lots of ways it should. And so without further ado, can we just have like a round of applause and also a moment of silence? And also, can you get out your wallets and support your local industry workers today? Because what the fuck, y'all? I mean, for real. So nothing that I am going, you want me to give you a shout out. Here's your shout out to the industry workers. But honestly, like, that's not enough. I mean, like, this is a conversation that I want to have with folks that are doing it, but also there is so much depth and not okayness and beautifulness and fucked upness that